Hi, I'm Kat Fairway, and I'm playing Natasha.
I am Lawrence Havelka, and I'm playing Duncan.
Hi, I'm Erica Einen, and I played Bella.
My name is Nick Avila, and I was playing the role of Aiden.
Well, that's kind of what first drew me to the project because I was emailing Daniel about his filmmaking influences, and he was really big on David Lynch. And so immediately I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Because I don't know that I've met many people who understand David and like are obsessed with him as much as like I took a class on him and studied him, and I think he's just one of the best filmmakers ever. And so I know I can see Daniel's influence of really being a true artist and wanting to have an artistic vision. Um, and so I would describe his vision as like using the bizarre, grotesque aspects of life to kind of just to explore like what we're doing here and what the hell life is about. And he's not afraid to be a true artist. He's not like trying to fit a mold. He's has his own voice.
Well, Daniel's different, man. He's like, not like your normal person of that age, I guess. Like, he's influenced by a lot of, like, older directors. He, like, is always talking about how he loves European directors. And I think that's great. Like, it's just, like I say, it's not, like, something that you see very often from someone of that age. So, it was, like, very, very cool when I met him and he, like, expressed all those interests to me. I thought it was pretty awesome.
Daniel was really communicative over like the past 3 months of talking to him and meeting him with different films that he's been influenced by and different artistic directors and painters even that really helped influence how he envisioned this film turning out. So as an actress, that's great because I got to do research besides just using my imagination. I could really see what he was dreaming of for Bella and the influences that he was using to create this world.
Daniel is a very, very creative guy. It was awesome because as an actor, there's a lot more that goes into acting other than just the dialogue. And Daniel's a very visual director, very visual artist. So from an artistic standpoint, it's been awesome working with Daniel because it's very visual. There's a lot of reaction shots, a lot of scenery, a lot of those types of things. So you can kind of get a feel for the direction that this film is going in, which has been really awesome. But aside from just the artistic ability that Daniel has, he's so organized, and that's kind of what has blown my mind through all of this. And so it's been a very, very smooth process, and it's been awesome.
He's like undeniably passionate. It's kind of like pouring out of every inch of his being. Um, it's not often that I meet people who are as willing to like have an open heart and mind about creating, and I think that's also what drew me to the project because he's full of youthfulness. And I think the longer you're an artist, it's easy to become bitter and like broken down. So he's definitely not either of those things. He's like full of life and excited about making art, which is always amazing to be around. It's contagious.
Well, like, he's crazy about making movies, so, like, it's pretty. I don't know. It's intense. Like, he just, like, lives and breathes movies. It's just very, very passionate, and it's very, very cool to be around.
Again, I've never met such a young, inspired person with such an interest in filmmakers that aren't really millennial inspired pop culture. Like he is knowledgeable of so many great filmmakers and artists from the 20th century, even 19th century that he is really influenced by, and that was great to see as someone in their 20s.
Oh my gosh. Um, this is an easy one because Daniel never stops talking about it. He loves to talk about the other directors that have kind of inspired him. We've gone through all the films that he loves. It's awesome. He's just so creative. He's so driven, and you can just see the potential flowing out of him.
Being directed by Daniel it's fun. I mean, because it's easy. Like, he knows what he wants. And he tells you what he wants at the beginning, and then you do it. And then, if you have to change anything, you just change it, and it's super easy. Like, it's a man who knows what he wants.
Daniel was very specific and simple in direction, which as an artist and actor, it's really easy for me to take his direction and then apply it to my acting and conversations in the story. So I think that's really important for a director to know what he wants or to explore what he wants through simple direction.
Being directed by Daniel was awesome because Daniel gives you a lot of creative freedom. Of course, you have the script, you have the lines, but Daniel lets you really get into character and play it out more naturally. And as an actor, at least from my personal experience, those are the directors we love to work with because it allows you to explore your character to a deeper level and really get into it and become whoever you're playing. So it's been great working with Daniel, and I wish that every director was kind of that way. Not to say it's better or worse, but from an actor's standpoint, it's a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was, different from things that I've done in the past, and it was a lot of fun playing somebody who is, doing kind of doing a terrible thing and who has done terrible things, but he doesn't think that. He just thinks that he's, doing, I don't know, he just thinks that's very normal. So it's very interesting to think about that while playing the part.
Bella's fun. It's always fun to walk in someone else's shoes that's a little more evil than most people let themselves be. But of course, I don't believe I'm evil. I just, as Bella doesn't believe she's evil. It's just she needs to do what she needs to do in order to survive with the influences she has in her life. So it was fun being Bella. Being a vampire is definitely a good place to play.
Oh man, Aiden's great. I was so excited to play Aiden. There's so many parallels that I was immediately able to identify between myself and Aiden. And when Daniel, being as organized as he is, sent me the character description and the vision that he saw for Aiden, I knew right away that this was a guy that I was stoked to play and would be able to jog through my past experiences and through my personality and through my upbringing and be able to hit it hopefully spot on. And so I had a blast playing Aiden. And yeah, no, it was great.
I don't even know if this is a good question for me to answer. How I would describe the film. It's kind of eerie and mysterious. I'm not even sure that I still understand what it's really about yet. I think I am going to have to see it when it's all done to really, really get it. It's kind of like, Mulholland Drive. You have to watch it a million times and you're still like, what is happening? But it still has a lot of feeling, which I think that's kind of what I love about film the most.
I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think it's going to be great. It's it's like an experience-based film, I think, is what it's going to be. There's a lot of different intersecting parts, a lot of visual stuff going on. And I just think that it's going to be really great when it all comes together because, you're just experiencing all these things, all these images, and then at the end, you see what happens and it all makes sense. I just think it's going to be awesome.
As a storyteller, the purpose of me being a storyteller is rooted in telling the journey and the story of being a woman, especially in the 21st century, and the influences that I have and all the women around me have. I grew up with two sisters and a mom that was very much ran by one patriarchal father. He was the moneymaker and my mom was the housewife, and I was the youngest of three girls. So I watched my sisters, who were 10 years older than me, function, but watching their choices being dictated by men. Practically, my sisters made their choices based on where their boyfriends were going to college and what their boyfriends' careers were going to be. And then my eldest sister, instead of becoming her own career-driven dream, she forgot that dream and decided to be a housewife instead, which is fine. But for me, I watched those choices, and living in a patriarchal world, it's very easy to have that influence. But as a storyteller for me and for Bella, my character, it was important for me to share with the world through the story, being a strong woman and perhaps having lovers and having a male in my life searching for a boyfriend or a husband, as well as having my own career and my own passions and my own dreams. So Daniel really agreed with that, and that theme is strong in the story.
Wow. So it is a very, very mysterious film, and you really don't know I mean, you can kind of tell the direction, but you don't really know what's going on until the end, and it's just like, yep. And so it's been awesome. It's been a great film. It's been amazing to be, behind the camera as well as in front of it, and just kind of see the direction that it's taking. It's a little bit dark, like I said, mysterious, a little bit eerie. So it's been a blast. It's been a ton of fun.
How would I describe his presence? It's like very intellectual, but very kind, and like making sure everybody knows exactly what's going on. Super organized. That's a boring answer, but it's true. On top of it, but like really nice. Yeah, he's just a good dude.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, he was really laid back, like we did I was a part of his last picture, and I didn't really know what to expect, but then, he's just like a normal dude who like loves film and is super laid back and super easy to get along with, and just very passionate. It's good to have that around, and he's like very kind. Would never like be aggressive towards an actor or anything like that. Kind of a dream to work with, honestly.
Well, the first time I ever actually met Daniel was through Skype, and he has a vibrancy and an energy that is very trusting. And so as an artist, it's really important for you to feel comfortable to work with someone. I mean, it's my job to also create a room and a space of trust, but with him, he already created that, so it made it easier for me. And yeah, so he was very smart and beyond his years of wisdom, for sure.
So meeting Daniel was amazing. His presence is very present. that's how I would describe it. He's incredibly organized, as I've mentioned probably 100 times here, because like I said, that's the thing that really stuck out. Very friendly, very on top of it. He's not like scatterbrained or anything. He's, you have a question, you get the answer. And so that's been awesome. He's always available. Actors can sometimes be a little bit difficult to work with. I'd like to think I'm not one of them. But Daniel has always had time for everybody. He's had time for his cast, his crew. So he's been on top of it. And like I mentioned earlier, just the giving the actor just this creative freedom has been amazing, and just allowing for us to really go deep into who our character is. For me, who Aiden is and what makes him tick, how he feels towards his girlfriend, just all of that kind of stuff. So that's been really cool. Daniel's presence is awesome.
Honestly, like, there really isn't that much of a difference. Obviously, there's not a huge budget for this, so that is a difference. But other than that, it's kind of like he has a very specific vision. He has a vision that I trust, and he, like, knows what he wants. And so that's really the most important thing about a director. They know what they want. They're not afraid to figure out how to get it. That's what is necessary. Because if they don't know, then the whole thing is sort of... So I've had that experience even in professional jobs.
Honestly, it's like it's better than some other experiences I've been on because I mean, for one thing, because it's smaller. Now, like some people might say that like it's a restraining factor, but like to me, it makes things more streamlined, and so like it's been really really good for that reason. But yeah, like things have been very very smooth, and it's it makes for a good experience. You know?
People are people for sure. It's my job to not have any judgments, even if the person's a award-winning director, an Oscar-winning director. Everyone's a person, and so I always come with a clean slate to every project. Daniel again is beyond his years, and I've worked with great directors. I've worked with Michael Morris, who's done House of Cards. I've been in Twin Peaks with David Lynch, of course, and then also brand new filmmakers. The last short I did, it was it's a $1 million short film by a brand new filmmaker. So I have so much experience with different people of all ages, and he was about 30, the last film I did. And so stories are important to be told no matter what your age is, no matter how many years of experience you have. If it's your first film or your 100th film, every director has an important place in society to tell stories. So Daniel, again, was wise beyond his years, but was able to find themes that have been around in the world for hundreds of years. And that theme he brought and made present in our millennial society, as well as that theme existed hundreds of years ago, if that makes sense. He was able to tie them together and make it relatable for audiences now.
So Daniel he's right up there. Really, the whole crew has been at the same level, if not even better than a lot of the college films and even some of the professional films that I've been a part of. Very organized. They don't get easily distracted. They've just been on top of it. So I've been, it's been very pleasant to come into this film. You never really know what you're in for at this level. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a disaster. Sometimes it can be super smooth, and I would put this film under that super smooth category. So it's been awesome.
I'm just really proud of this project. I think it's going to be great. I think that there are times in this industry where like surprising moments happen and you have to trust your gut, and my gut is that this is a very powerful creator who's going to have a strong presence in the filmmaking industry. That's just my gut instinct, and that's what drew me to this project. I think Daniel's amazing.
Just want to say that I've had a lot of fun working on this, preparing for this. Even more fun doing it. Like it's all come together. And I remember like a few months ago thinking about, man, like that's gonna be really really cool, But now it's happening, and it's really really great. And I'm very thankful to have had the chance to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to mention that this whole crew, and I just kind of answered it in the last question, but this whole crew has really been very impressive. For this age to be ahead the way they are and to be on top of it and know how to do it and know where to go, know how to find actors, know how to put together call sheets, things like that. These are important things that they're learning quick and at a young age, and I think they're really lucky to go to the school that they go to. But no, it's been really cool. So I hope to one day in the future get a chance to work with all these guys.
Thank you.
What I love about the cast is that they really delve deep into their character and not just scratching the surface, as many, if not most, actors do. Like if they're just walking, they'll walk as their character. They'll step into the shoes of their character and they'll be that character for that scene. They're not just playing the surface of it, and that's what I really love about all the actors that Danny has got for this film.
Yeah, the actors were all cooperative throughout the entire thing. All of them were super, super cool, nice people, all down to earth. And they all really, as Mutan said, they delved deep into their characters and they knew exactly who they are and who they were going to portray on screen. And I think that just their cooperativeness and how much they were willing to redo things and work with the things that were affected by like the shadows and the nature and just being up in Arrowhead and different things like that. I think that they all got along wonderfully and were super, super just wonderful the whole time.
Yeah, just going off of Kai, they were very patient and understanding, which is very important for actors, at least from being filmmakers. Is something that we really look for. They were really understanding and patient, willing to do things over again and listening to everyone's directions, and just really easy to work with and amazing actors. I'd love to work with them again.
They were all super, super nice, and they were all very cooperative.
Just meeting Daniel for this project it was really riveting to see him be so passionate, especially as a sophomore, and wanting to shoot on a red camera, which was really new for me, just seeing someone so young wanting to use the red for this project. So it was like, whoa. But I'm really glad that he's advancing more than any of us were as a sophomore. And so, yeah, I think him doing all this, especially on his own, and not as part of like any course that we do for FTV, is really great of him to pursue and create a project outside of school. And I think that part's really, really great and about what he's doing. And it makes me think like we should be doing more. So yeah, I think it's really great.
You could tell just by the story that he was really interested in film and he really wanted to pursue it as a career, and he looked like someone that you really wanted to work with on one of your projects.
It was just really interesting and refreshing to see someone who could keep up with all of the issues that tend to go down on a project and just make a great product at the end.
First, reading the script, it was something that you know that you have to see it when it's all put together to fully understand it, but you know while reading it that in the end it's going to turn out a good project.
So I think the script is really ambitious and something that I wouldn't expect someone of like Danny's age to go for, and I thought it was really interesting, and I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but now I feel like it's gonna be good.
Reading the script for the first time, I personally didn't get it at first, but when he sent me his director's statement, it just really opened my eyes to what the project is supposed to be and what it's going to be after it's done with post-production and all that. And I think it's going to be something that really makes people think, not just to entertain, but makes people think about all these themes that he's trying to implement in this project. And reading the script was really eye-opening, especially after discovering what it's supposed to be about, reading his director's statement.
No, for sure. When I first read the script, I will admit that I had doubts about it because he had so many elements of it that were ambitious that just in a very realistic way, I was thinking like, how will he accomplish this with limited resources, with no like outside funding? But honestly, being on set and seeing the way that Danny has pulled this off and how he's used all of his resources and his actors and everything like that, it's really been impressive. And just seeing like from where I thought that there would be problems, there have been almost none. And it's been a great journey, and just seeing the way that he brought it to life has been really, really awesome.